is this? I need like some Cosmos-like explanation here. Help me out, Neil deGrasse Tyson, because I just don't understand how this could exist in our universe without creating a black hole of misery and disappointment and ending our world as we know it. I'm being dramatic. I know it. But why? Why? The very, very, very last book. Why does it have to be the worst book of all the books? Rick Riordan's track record was so perfect. I didn't think for even a moment that it would be like this. Ugh. It's not a bad book. It's a bad last book. So putting this in a larger scale, it is the only book I didn't like amongst 9 other books. Comparatively, not good. As a standalone, the writing was fine. It was generally entertaining. Where do I start with The Blood of Olympus? The biggest problem I felt this book had were the POVs. In a perfect world, Percy, Jason, Hazel, and Nico would have narrated this. Percy, who's been there from the beginning, Jason, who created the domino effect that essentially became these books, Hazel, who could speak for herself and Frank, as they both consider their ends. Frank's stick, Hazel possibly returning to death in the end, which I thought was going to be a big deal. And Nico, so we can know what's up with the Athena statue. I'll put it this way. This was a poor choice of POVs. Where do I even begin? We didn't need 2 POVs on the Athena statue. We didn't need it for even 1 second. We only needed 1. It took up so much space. I love Nico and Reina. I adore Nico and Reina, but holy crap. More than half the book, it felt like, Nico and Reina. A lot of characters suffered because of this. Frank and Hazel who? Oh hey Percy, I didn't see you there the entire novel. I kind of forgot you existed. I mean, Riordan spent so much time building up all this dramatic stuff with Jason, Annabeth, Percy, Hazel, Frank, just to not really get them involved in the end. Okay, you can't have Reina and Nico as putative side characters for 4/5 of this book series just to go, just kidding, they're the most important characters ever all of a sudden. This made the novel feel disjointed and isolated from the rest of the series. I love Nico and Reina as much as the next guy, I do. But wow, no, this shouldn't have happened. The other huge thing with me is that the massive, massive buildup that occurred in the other books just horrendously outweighed the conclusion. Suddenly, Frank's life stick meant nothing. Hazel being back from the dead, nothing. Ooh, but I was super thrilled that Piper got a spotlight in this book, because Piper is a bad A lady, and I super duper dug her and Annabeth's friendship. Super awesome lady power! I love that. I love that. If anything good came out of this book, I hope that it was the people who don't like Piper came to appreciate her. Because Piper is a good character. I mean, all in all, I was super thrilled with Piper's coolness and Reina's awesome story and her and Nico getting along, but gosh, did all the other characters have to suffer so terribly because of it? If there was any character progression at all outside of these 3 characters, we didn't get to see it. Leo even got a POV, and it didn't feel that good. I can go on and on with the issues of POVs, but then we'd be here forever, and I mean, we gotta go on. We gotta get on with this. Now I move on to more pressing matters. What is this fight? What fight? All of them. What are they? All these big fights we've been waiting for 4 books took about as long as it takes me to get from one side of this room to the other. Fight's over. Hold up. I thought Gaia was supposed to be, like, unbeatable. Are you telling me all we had to do was grab her with the fancy dragon and then lull her to sleep? What? There are other ways we could have achieved this, guys. Sorry, Leo. I wanted an epic thing with the Greeks and the Romans all together, coming together, working together to beat this massive, crazy, unbeatable force. But it all felt so rushed, and as quickly as everything started, it ended. The fight just kind of deflated. deflated. Even the giants fighting was incredibly fleeting. What's the hurry? Did we need to spend 30 more pages on Nico and Reyna? Okay. And also, polite and loving Greek gods. Since when? Are Zeus and Hades even the same people? Like, dude, they're wicked nice in this book. Did we all forget that this started because Zeus was throwing a hissy fit over the fact that Percy Jackson showed him up? And so he closed Olympus and wouldn't talk to anybody, so Hera had to go be all sneaky, and that's how all of this started in the first place. Nice guy Zeus. Throwing hissy fits so big that wars start. I'm glad that the Amazons could show up for 5 seconds. Missed you guys. Hey Thalia, how's it going? Oh, you're gone now. And finally, Leo. Leo, your sacrifice. I appreciate it, I do. Which is sad, because I don't think anybody else cared. Like, they briefly mentioned him, and then Hazel cried, but Hazel, like, is always crying, according to this, and then they all just kind of move on and start talking about their futures. And Leo just pops up in Calypso's crib, like, alright, is he not dead now? He's alive now. Okay, is he not going to tell his friends he's alive? Is Calypso mortal now? Like, I'm confused. What the heck is going on? This book doesn't feel real, and that's a shame. And you know, thinking back to like what I've said, I feel like a jerk. I don't mean to make you feel bad for liking this book if you did, and I hope you don't take my words offensively. You are welcome to love this book to pieces, of course. A lot of my booktube friends and just other friends just loved it. And I don't think that's dumb. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you loved this book, so much the better for you. I wish I did. I wish I loved it. So don't take this as me trying to bring you down a peg. I'm not. I'm raw with emotion. I just finished it and I'm just very disappointed. I don't know. It's disappointing, but somehow okay. I see it this way. 9 out of 10 books ain't bad. The rest of the series are so good, dang it, that in the grand scheme of things, this almost doesn't matter. I'm going to get over this in the long run. Do I think there should have been more there? Definitely. It felt rushed and incomplete, and the end felt impersonal and not at all like a proper goodbye. But you know, it's fine. Closing words, I love these books with all my heart. I love Percy Jackson. I love the Heroes of Olympus. For a very long time, Percy Jackson was my favorite series. It will always be a favorite. And maybe I shouldn't have posted this review while my emotions are so raw, because my mind does change sometimes. Opinions change, and maybe over time mine will. But for now, this is it. And all in all, I just want to thank Rick Riordan for bringing these stories to life in the first place. I will always cherish them. Thanks, Rick. This book review is brought to you by Audible, the leading provider of thousands of audiobooks, including Percy Jackson and the Olympians and Heroes of Olympus, and so on and so forth. So if you want to reread the series with an audiobook, I recommend PGO because the reader is fantastic and it's fun to hear it all from Percy's voice. If you want to pick it up for free, just go to audible.com/castj. That's audible.com/castj. I speak you the words. You can get a free 30-day trial and a free audiobook. And then you can just start the adventure all over again. I'll post the link below. Well, fellow campers, it's been an honor reading with you. I'm gonna go cry now, okay?